Hey guys, Parswell91 here, and welcome to today's trailer reaction video. Today we're taking a look at the Rotten Reality gameplay trailer for a game called The Sinking City. The Sinking City is a third-person action horror game whose story is heavily inspired by H.P. Lovecraft theme. Now there's a game that came out last year called Call of Cthulhu that I think a lot of people were excited about, but a lot of people also knew that it wasn't The Sinking City, which a lot of more people are excited about. Because I think the Call of Cthulhu came out to not very good reviews. The graphics were kind of muddy and not real great, and I'm not exactly sure how the story panned out. But a lot of people, a lot of Lovecraft fans are really excited for The Sinking City. And to be honest, I've seen, I think, a story trailer at this point, and it's looking really good. So let's take a look at the Rotten Reality gameplay trailer of The Sinking City.
Charles Reed, private detective. I've come here for some answers.
Okay. Mr. Reed.
Visions have been getting worse. I believe the source of this madness is here in Oakmont.
Graphics are already 100 times better than the Call of Cthulhu game that they made last year. I don't know if Frogwares made.
The city is short on everything except dirt, rain, and things that want to kill you.
I don't think Frogwares made the game from last year, but this already looks so much better. Oh no, fuck that, dude. There's not that many games that have horror missions that take place underwater. That's gonna be pretty creepy.
I want none of this to be real.
Oh boy. All right, cool. Cool. June 27th. Holy shit, this game comes out in about a month. As you guys can see from this little screen here, you can see the release date, June 27th, which is just about a month from now. And then you can also see, though, that we have PS4, Xbox One, and Epic Games Store. It is listed on Steam. It's not available for pre-order or anything on Steam, so it makes me think that this could be an Epic Store exclusive, and the release date on Steam still says 2020, so I don't know what's happening there, but, you know, just so that you guys know, it looks like it might be an Epic Store exclusive. Now, back to the trailer and the gameplay. For me, the gameplay looks very much like a Resident Evil, or more specifically, I think, The Evil Within. Obviously, he's a private detective, so it did have some detective stuff. You saw him pick up that bear and kind of inspect it. There's probably things you're going to have to figure out along the way using clues. Our main character, we saw private investigator Charles Reed. He's searching through the town of Oakmont to figure out why there's this unrelenting flood happening in the city. And then there's also terrifying visions compelling people to come to the city. So something is drawing people to the city, something is drawing a flood to the city. This guy's here to figure out why. I was talking a little bit in the video for observation, but for me, the horror stuff that gets me the most, and obviously this game's going to have its fair share of monsters that are probably also going to be pretty scary or terrifying, but the horror that gets me the most is psychological horror, and this game looks like it's going to have an abundance of it. I mean, there's a section in which he's pointing a gun at his own head for some reason, and I don't know why he's doing that, but I'm assuming it's something to do with him being controlled and compelled to do so, which is going to be creepy in and of itself. I love the fact that it's going to have actual underwater missions, because I don't think we see a lot of underwater horror missions in games, or at least games that I've played. That's something fairly new that I've experienced. I mean, the first BioShock took place underwater, but you never really went outside for very long, if at all. So that's going to add some sort of like claustrophobic horror element to it, right? Because you can't move very fast underwater. You have certain restrictions when you're moving around underwater, and I hope that they play those up, and I hope that they make it terrifying just walking around. And let's be real, I mean, underwater is a scary place whether there's monsters or not, man. There's like sharks, there's real world monsters. So if you add real world monsters and then you add Cthulhian monsters, it's like, oh, it's gonna be absolutely terrifying. I don't know how many of those missions are gonna be in the game, but I hope there's enough to really, you know, make this game stand out and be something special. Like I said, during the trailer, the graphics look great. They look way better than the Call of Cthulhu game that came out. That game looked really rough. The only thing that I'm slightly worried about with this game is the graphics all seem to be one note. It's probably on purpose, but the graphics are very gray, blue, kind of gray-green. And it looks like that's how it's going to be throughout the entirety of the game. I don't think there was any point in the trailer that was any different. So that worries me a little bit personally, because I like to see kind of a variation of graphics as you go. Even The Last of Us, a game that is fairly gray most of the time, has moments where you have like nice lush green areas. You're also inside a city, which ends up being very gray. So depressing games, I'm not saying the game's going to be depressing, but the story and stuff, and I mean, you can't really have a guy contemplate suicide in a video game without it kind of being depressing, I don't feel like. So I think saying that it might be depressing is probably pretty accurate. But depressing games, in my opinion, can still have more than, but like I said, it could be intentional, because if you have a depressing game and it looks depressing the whole time, maybe that's intentional. Maybe it's meant to fuck with our minds too, as the player. Personally, I think this game looks really cool, and after playing Resident Evil and then the remake of Resident Evil 2 and The Evil Within, and kind of forcing myself to play horror or suspenseful games, I've gotten really into them and I want to play more. And so if you guys have any recommendations, post them in the comments below for really good horror games that you think I should check out. Not like Five Nights at Freddy's or something like that, but like actual horror games with a solid story and 8 to 10 hours of content and all that stuff. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you didn't enjoy the video, let me know how I can improve in the comments below. Make sure to ring that bell for notifications so that when I post a new video, you are the first to know. Make sure to come check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Parzival91, where I'm live 4 days a week. I play a lot of single-player story-driven games. We play a lot of community multiplayer games. So come on by and get in on the action.